Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like it o'clock. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom. It's also coffee o'clock. Notice my thing says classy and shit. I don't know why I like that. I bought it. Just got it back from the Four Guys Cup Cleaning. Four Guys Cup Cleaning, they're the best. There, I said it. Our sponsors here at Pearl of Wisdom Industries. Anyways, okay, today I have to, there's a few things I've been told I got to do. First of all, I got to say what the video is about right away. This is what the man tells me in the land. Okay, the video is going to be about the lottery and what I've heard each team is going to pick out of the top 8. Very interesting news. This is what I've heard. Well, I've read, and then all my sources, that I have here at Pearl of Wisdom Industries. We compiled the top 8 and who exactly is going to be going to each one. Like Mackenzie, all the important people that watch this programming daily. Those guys, those are my sources. Okay. Yes, that's what I'm going to be doing. Secondly, I guess the next thing is, I've been told by the man, is that I should promote myself more, meaning that I have to toot my own horn. Okay. I haven't been doing this very often, but the truth is I know hockey a lot. Been doing it for years. And when it comes to the draft, I seem to nail it every year. You can go into my lots. I got videos going way back. Shows you all of that stuff. But I also did my projections and predictions for who I would pick in the draft. And this, you can go into my little playlist, the Pearl of Wisdom Frolic playlist that I have, and you can check all that stuff out too. Your whole day is filled. Look at that already. You thought you were doing something today, but you're not. So anyways, there's that. And thirdly, let's remind people too. I know that you see Melissa and Hernandez come with the Pearls of Wisdom necklace to your door, and they look all haggard because they're working so hard, but they love it. It's what is in their soul to do for life. So when you subscribe and hit the bell and comment down on the bottom too, any one of those is fine. Off in the Pearlocopter they go. They bring you a Pearls of Wisdom necklace right to your door. And so I have to tell you that as well, apparently, right away, because we at Pearl of Wisdom Industries here appreciate your fine interaction. Okay, so I said we were going to get to what I've heard, what I've read. I do this all day. It's what I do. I read about everything. If you notice in my, let me get rid of this annoying, go away. It's one of those pop-ups. I read, if you notice in my videos, I'm sure you've all watched them. I don't know if you haven't watched them, maybe you had the corona or something, but I had David Staples, a newspaper guy for the Edmonton Journal, one of the largest newspapers in the Edmonton area here, who has been writing for 30 years. He did a video with me. Jamie Baska, one of the finest Philadelphia Flyers writers, works for the Philadelphia Flyers. I did a video with him. I checked that out. It's fantastic. And I have another fellow that used to do a podcast with Huskins and wrote for the Anaheim Ducks. I'm doing that later this afternoon, and we're going to be talking about the Eastern Conference playoffs or play-ins and who could go where and stuff like that. Should be fun. Also, Steel Flyers, up-and-coming podcaster. We do that with him. Anyways, these people have seen my program and they've decided to take me on, and we've been doing that. So that's some of the reasons why you may want to be interested in what I have to say about these certain things. There we go. Okay, let's get to it. Now, we had the lottery, and of course there was all of this flutter in the land that the number one pick is still, who knows where it's going to go to. And so we're not going to go, everybody knows who's going to be picked there, right? If it's the Montreal Canadiens, my gosh, it was supposed to be in Montreal. There's probably not going to be that. They're going to take a French Canadian. And I just did a video on the West teams and how it would impact their lineup. I said effect, and I think I spelled effect wrong, but who doesn't? Who doesn't really, right? Maybe the writers that work with me on my videos, they probably don't, but okay, that's why I'm not a writer. Anyways, it could be the Montreal Canadiens, but we're going to do the Eastern one. Maybe that's what I'll do with the Anaheim Ducks writer that I'm going to be writing with. And for some reason, his name has left me. I'm very embarrassed right now. His name is Jason, actually. Just kidding. So anyways, Quinton Byfield and the LA Kings is going to be the big thing. Are they going to take... LA Kings got the second, for sure. So it's going to be whether they're going to take Tim Stützle from Germany or Quinton Byfield from Sudbury, Ontario. And I haven't really heard. The LA is good at keeping things pretty quiet. I'm going to go with what they are known to do. They took Velarde, and at a time when Velarde was injured, was not a fast skater, but he's big. And it seems like LA likes to have a big team. My thinking is they're going to go with Quinton Byfield. He's just, in fact, if you watch my video on comparisons, because when Mackenzie put his top whatever out, top 31 or whatever, I did a video showing who I compared each individual prospect to, and we both agreed on this one. And that was a guy who plays for them and has just left my head, Kopitar. So we both said he's like Kopitar. So yeah, I think they're probably going to go with the size up the middle here, even though the big reason why they're saying Stützle is that I just mentioned Velarde and several of their other prospects play a Turcotte, are centermen. However, most of those, Velarde can switch over to the wing, and it's never a bad idea to be huge up the middle, right? This is in life and in hockey. It's never a bad idea to be huge up the middle, boys and girls. Always remember that. Okay, Tim Stützle would then go to the Ottawa Senators, I would imagine. They might look at Jamie Drysdale here because they really have been known to draft defensemen. But with Shabbat and many of their other prospects coming up, Tim Stützle can play center. He has been playing wing this year. That's the little bit of concern here, where maybe if they're not sure that Tim Stützle is going to be an effective centerman, they may go with Drysdale here. But my thinking is they're going to go with Stützle. He's just too talented. In fact, even if he is a winger, the Mackenzie compared him to Kane, like Patrick Kane. Wow. I don't know if he's that talented, but man, he's got some serious hands. He's got a point a game against men in the German league. Fantastic prospect. Number 4, now this is going to be a surprise. I have heard several times over and over again, to the point where it's a rumor that won't go away, that the Detroit Red Wings are going to go with Cole Perfetti here. Most people have him down in the 8-9 spot. Now, they have been known to make these moves. Steve Yzerman doesn't worry about what the consensus pick is at all. In fact, I believe he tells the scouts, don't listen to anyone else. I only want to hear what you have to say. I think that's brilliant, by the way, because some of the biggest mistakes I've made when projecting which players are going to be the best in a draft has been when I've listened to the masses or, listened to like all the other drafters. However, because I can't watch them all the time, I kind of have to rely on that. I put Peterson, for instance, lower, like where about he got picked, because of listening to all of the noise about him. And actually, when I watched him, I thought, I must have missed something. I must not have watched him enough, because I really thought after watching him, he would be a lot higher than he was. Anyways, Awesome that he does that. And if he does take Cole Perfetti, I'm going to say they take Cole Perfetti here. Cole Perfetti, talking about it, has been compared to Panarin at peak. He can play wing or center. If he's a winger, he could be Panarin-like. And if Yzerman sees that and his group sees that, they'll probably pick him here. Now, you would think he would go, if you're going by positional need, they would certainly take Drysdale here. But Moritz Seider was picked last year as a defenseman. They have Cholowski, and they have a couple guys coming up, Hronek, who have, they're not too bad prospect-wise. They are bad on actual player-wise that are ready right now, but they're not too bad prospect-wise. So let's go with Perfetti. So now Ottawa took Stützle. They get the next pick. I think they got to go with Drysdale here. And what a phenomenal combination of Chabot and Drysdale on your D. Wow. That would be amazing. Now, I have heard though, that Raymond is huge on Ottawa. Huge on Ottawa's list. And they could go with that. But I don't think they expect Drysdale to come down. I've heard Mason Raymond compared to Marner, and that's who I've heard. You know who said that? Me. Also, it wasn't just me. It was Mackenzie as well. Bob Mackenzie is like the guru of... I'm the Swami, according to Jamie Baskow. I'm the Swami. Mackenzie's the guru. Go look up what those mean. Right now, I'll wait. Okay, that's enough. All right, so I think they go with Drysdale. It's just too hard to think. Like, you just put, like, fireworks go off in your head when you think of a guy like Drysdale, who reminds me of, like, Makar. Drysdale and Chabot on your blue line. You barely need the rest of your defense to play. It would be absolutely insane. So I think they go with that. Now, that would bring 6, the Anaheim Ducks. And this is getting weird now because we're seeing Lucas Raymond fall. But I think they'll take him here. Anaheim's fairly strong up the middle with their prospects. So, I think they'll take Raymond. Raymond is a lot like Marner. They could definitely use some scoring wingers. Tough call because Rossi is like a Braden Point, and centers are never bad to have lots of centers. But with all that being said, I think Rossi's looking like he's going to fall here because the next pick we have New Jersey. And New Jersey, I don't think can afford to take another center, especially a small center. With Hughes and Heischer, it's going to be hard to fit him in. And when you're looking at salary cap situation, Rossi is probably getting really shit on here, really. I don't think it's really for his size. It's just what other teams are looking at. They're very close, every single one of them, and I don't think New Jersey takes him here. I think they will go with Alexander Holtz here as a winger who is big, 30, 40 goal scorer. They need that in their lineup. They just need it. It's possible he could be a 30, 40 goal scorer. I think Rossi overall could be the better player than Holtz. But sometimes you got to go with position. And New Jersey really needs scorers on the wing. They also need defense. And I've heard that they're big on Jake Sanderson. And it's possible that they could go with that. But I think if Holtz falls to them, they'll take him. Then we got Buffalo. And for sure, Buffalo takes Rossi here for several reasons. By the way, also for Detroit, the reason why they take Perfetti is he's from like the Toronto area, but really close to Detroit and has a lot of ties with the Red Wings. That's one of the big things. Stevie Yzerman likes to keep his group like tight. And a good way of doing that is taking players that are already enamored with the organization easier for salary too. You might be able to cut $1 million off his salary to stay in Detroit. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, Buffalo. Now, if I'm in this situation and you've got a choice here, if I'm Buffalo, honestly, I'm going with Askarov. And I love Rossi again. But in fact, I would probably do so with New Jersey. And the reason why is a goaltender with Askarov's type of talent can get you into playoffs almost by themselves. And I know it's easier to find goaltenders than it is to find forwards and wingers, but it's not easy to find Askarov level talent goaltenders. And to win a cup, having a goaltender like that increases the odds so much, so much. He is like Vasilevsky, he is like Fleury, he's up in that stratosphere of possibility, a big, huge goaltender that can stop everything. But I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to go to the center. They're going to go with Rossi, mainly because Buffalo needs to win now, and Rossi might be able to play pretty close, maybe a year away. It's also possible that Buffalo trades this pick, and I'm going to get into that in another video. The likelihood and where Buffalo might go if they trade their first pick here. I think it's very possible, very, very possible. That's the 8th one. That's as far as we go, because we don't know what's going to happen after that. So, which would leave Askarov still out there for whoever's going to be the next one. But that's what I'm hearing in a lot of ways where the teams would go. Not exactly what I would pick in that situation, but from all the scuttlebutt, I got to say that word. I love that word, scuttlebutt. From all the scuttlebutt I've heard, that looks like who's going to pick what and how that's going to turn out for them. Be on the edge of your seat, boys and girls, because I'm going to be doing the how would Lafreniere affect teams in the East as well. I may do that with my fine friend from Anaheim, who I will reveal in my next video. He is amazing. He is amazing. And I may do that by myself. We may do something else. We haven't totally decided yet. So be aware and hit the subscribe and bell. Don't forget, and comment. I'm missing the comments. When I was doing betting, when games were playing, people were commenting. There was Frolic in the land all the time. And I'm a little lonely now. I'd like to have it back if I could. Okay. Have a great day. Lots of love to ya.